Hi, this is Richard Thomas.
And I'm Tiffany Thomas.
Welcome to the Thelionheartinstitute podcast. This is our Perazim clips, and I hope you will enjoy this short segment of a longer episode. We talk about it all the time at both sides, these candidates, is to really look at the nation that we live in. Are we governing it based on hope? Mm-hmm. Are we presenting an opportunity of hope to our children?
Right.
Or to our futures? Yeah. Are we trying to unify, not divide? Or are these candidates, whichever one you're really looking at voting for, are they character worthy of your vote?
Well, somebody once said to me, and this was early in the 2020 election process and campaigning process, when we were discussing Trump. And she said to me, it's not a popularity contest. Mm-hmm. You don't have to like his character for him to still be a good president. And that statement just hit me like a ton of bricks. Right. And I thought to myself, well, time out. What do you mean? Because a person's character is who they are.
Yes.
So his character is going to reflect on the kind of president he is. And Truthfully. It is reflecting on the kind of president he
100%.
is. 100%. And for somebody to say that his character doesn't matter as long as he can run this country well, no, he can't run this country well because his character shows that.
Right. Look at all the people that he has hired and have been arrested. Look at all the people that he's hired and fired.
Right.
Look at all the people that are under indictment that he's fired, trying to separate himself from the responsibility of the things that they did on his ballot. Yep. Look at him telling the American people to vote twice so that they could see what happens.
Which is illegal.
Of course it's illegal. All of it is integrity-based, it's character-based. And the way that the leader goes is the way that the followers follow, right?
And that is one thing I can say very clearly that I have experienced personally with talking to Trump supporters in social media. They act just like him.
Right.
They attack. They're defensive. They call you names. I mean, I have been called so many names by people who don't know me because I have a different opinion and because I share factual information that they don't want to hear. And so, I mean, it's incredible. They act just like him. And it makes my heart so sad to see people who have dropped so low and have lost so much humanity that they forgot what it's like to respect other people's differences and opinions. I mean, look, America has never, ever in history agreed on politics, right? We've always been divided, Republican, Democrat, conservative, liberal. And that's normal. But he has taken it to a whole nother level.
Absolutely.
Totally another level. Lies that he makes up on the spot. I mean, so many lies he made up about Obama when Obama was running for president. I mean, just flat out lies he just made up.
Because what they do is he preys on people's fear and anxiety. I mean, just in Woodinville, which is 20 miles from us?
Yeah.
At an event, a BLM event, a Trump supporter is pulling a gun. Now, am I saying that Trump is the cause of all of these? Do I think that he's sending out memos to each one of these evil people that are acting out at these events? Absolutely not. I don't think that Trump needs to call individuals and say, hey, this is your role in today's world. I believe what he does is he is able to cast fear, spread anxiety, dialogue about hate, dialogue about division, stir ugly thoughts and ugly feelings in people's hearts. People that are good people that care about their neighbors, but now all of a sudden they're frightful of them. Now all of a sudden he's created a world where they're living in stereotypes and bias, and they so much so that he's removing education about those things even out of training, because what he wants to be able to do is say whatever he wants to say, influence the minds of his followers in such a way that they hoard mentality, that they group mindset, and then they just feed off of each other. And so the internet, as wonderful as it is, as powerful as it is, as much good and as much money as you can make on it and use it for positive things, has now become such a negative world of interactions where literally you begin to share a thought of something that's important to you, and people that you haven't talked to for months and years will literally try to jump on and shut you down, not out of logic, not out of dialogue, but simply try to intimidate you to be silent. And here's the deal. I said this to somebody the other day. The days of us buying your candy are over.
Yeah.
Okay. What I mean by that is there's a lot of people that are kind of like Eddie Murphy Raw. They're going to the concert. They're seeing the show. We'll call it the Rocky show, right? And they're thinking that they're going to come out and beat up Balboa, right? Or they're going to come out and be Rocky Balboa, and I'm Clubber Lang, and you're going to beat me into submission. No, my friend, those days are over.
Right.
You're not just going to intimidate the world to do what you want to do. So much so that now militias are showing up with guns. They're showing up with ARs. They're showing up with a demonstration of violence and power. You have the what are they called? The good girls, the Proud Girls.
Boys.
Oh, Proud Boys. I'm sorry. The Boogaloo Boys. You've
Boogaloo
got
Boys,
all these
the new
people
one,
that are grown men calling themselves boys, right? Which I'll let you know this. The reason you can know that's a halfway racist group is because there is no black man in the world that's going to allow himself in this world to be called a boy. Okay, that's not cute. It's not funny. The term boys is, to me, the equivalent of saying I'm the son of the KKK. That's all they're saying. Now, I will somewhat tap dance on this one and tiptoe into this because I don't know the Boogaloo Boys. I don't know the Proud Boys' full doctrines or belief systems. Right. But I do know that their founders come out with hit somebody in the mouth. They do come out with intimidation tactics. They do come out with violence. Now, I want to let you know something. Just because I'm voting for Biden does not make me a pacifist.
No,
okay?
not at all.
Doesn't make Democrats in general necessarily just pacifists.
Right.
So what they're inciting is they're inciting violence where we should be inciting love.
Yeah.
We should be inciting respect. Republicans have gifts, Democrats have gifts. In the end, we're all people. And in the end, we're all Americans. And it's important that we begin to harmonize and decide, you know what? My political views are less important than my humanity views.
Right.
That I value you as a human being. I value your strengths and your gifts.
Yeah.
And regardless of what we do politically, relationally, we can still do things to progress our nation.
But the question is, how do we do that when our leader is displaying behavior the way he is?
And immoral. That's where it comes to the vote. It's time to make a decision to go a different direction. Well,
just a few months ago, he was talking to a whole audience of police officers. And he went on to say so much, basically saying, hey, it's okay to rough him up a little extra, beat him up a little bit, it's all good, to the point where their leader of I think it was the Suffolk County Sheriff's Department, had to send a memo out to all of their employees to say, please do not do what the president said. What he said is illegal. It's not right. Wrong. It's morally wrong. It goes against everything our police department stands up in our code of ethics. I mean, they broke it down. They felt the need to make sure that all their employees understood that what Trump told them was okay was not acceptable.
Well, it happened the same thing in Portland.
Multiple facets. The FBI has had to do similar things. Multiple businesses have had to do similar things where Trump has told them, hey, it's okay to do this. And they're like, no, it's not okay.
Right.
Like, we need you to understand, one, it's illegal. And two, it's not okay. Morally, ethically, any of it, don't listen to the president. I mean, at what point does that become just, how do we normalize that? Yeah. How do we become so accepting of that as a society that we normalize such atrocious behavior from our leader? I mean, this is a man who calls people names left and right, calls terrible, disparaging things towards women, makes fun of disabled people, calls our war heroes losers, laughs at journalists and reporters getting beat up or gassed or, shot with mace or rubber bullets, laughs at them being attacked, thinks it's funny. I mean,
despicable.
At what point do we just stopped holding him accountable for his despicable behavior? I mean, this is a man that has over 24 cases of assault, or not assault, but sexual inappropriate incidences. Some of them are rape cases that conveniently disappeared when he became president. I mean, this is a man that has a pattern and a history of bad behavior.
Relationship with